do another of these, what we're calling Autopile Awareness. In this case, it's going to be Livery and then plus one of these two things, either Swap or Wheelwright. We'll show both. Wheelwright takes a little bit more, but both of these things are looking very similar. They're cantrips that are going to gain action cards, and in the case of an Autopile, that action card that they gain is going to be themselves. The reason that you can't do this with just like any board is Wheelwright, you are required to discard a card to gain that action card, which is problematic if you run out of draw. It's going to take a lot of draw to gain lots and lots of cards, and so Livery solves this because on every single gain you're going to gain a horse, or in this case, we have 2 liveries out, it's going to be 2 horses, and this is going to make up the draw. We're going to be able to do this repeatedly. In Swap's case, there's the condition on it is you have to return a card to its pile. Clearly, you're going to run out of action cards at some point, but in this case, when you have the horses, you are gaining horses every time you gain a swap with Swap, and so you can be swapping these horses that you're gaining. So either way, we're getting rid of the limitation, and we'll take a look and just play through them a little bit. So we'll start with Wheelwright. It takes a little bit more to set up. In Wheelwright's case, you're actually going to need 2 liveries out, so clearly you need some village too. We have town here providing our village, and in this case we have 2 liveries out, and so what we can do, after we have 2 liveries out in action, we're also going to need some 5 cost in hand, and ideally another horse, just to make sure that we can get things going, is that we can Wheelwright. We're going to discard our 5 cost Wheelwright. Comes with 2 horses. Draw it back up, and you can see we have exactly the same hand, so we can keep doing this. Wheelwright, horse. We didn't get a horse here, but that's okay. We can just discard our 5 cost here. Horse, horse. That's going to be your swap. So just keep going like this, and in this way you can very quickly pile the Wheelwrights, set yourself up for whatever's going to come in the future, especially with Livery. Probably, you pile Wheelwrights, maybe you're going to pile Livery, pile whatever. It's going to make it, you're very, very able to end the game very quickly, and hopefully you have, a lot more Wheelwrights than your opponent at this point, and are just going to have so much more pile control that you'll win the game out of it. In any case, that's going to be how that one works. You can keep gaining the Wheelwrights, but at this point you can see, this is going to keep happening until they're gone. Swap actually requires a little bit less, so you can see we started this on turn 8 with our donate opening, very much aimed at it. But we can actually go back to turn 7 for our swap version of this. As the swap version of it requires a lot less. It still requires your empty deck and discard pile because you need to be able to be gaining the horses. But in this case, you can see we only have 1 town and 1 livery out, because what can happen with swap is that you don't actually need to be spending so many horses on draw. All you really need to be doing is you need to be we'll swap, say, this town into swap. You just have this horse in the discard pile. You need 1 horse in the discard pile because swap is basically already providing its extra draw compared to Wheelwright. You swap out this horse, the swap is going straight into hand. And in this way, again, we can get a bunch of swaps with Livery around. Having all these swaps means that next turn we can do the same thing. Again, just like Wheelwright, it could be the next turn you're getting all the liveries. Swap can be the same thing. Next turn, if we go and we get all of these swaps, we could basically be doing the same thing next turn. We could be grabbing a bunch of horses as we go along, get a bunch of more liveries, get a bunch more horses, be in total control of the game, and really in either of these cases, this isn't going to win the game on its own, but it's going to put you in a position where you have complete control over what's going to happen that game and when things are going to pile. So in either case, when there's Livery in one of these 2 things on the board with a village, you better be trying to do it because it's what's going to make you win that game.